It's recommended to know approximately 650 kanji. As some of you guys may know, I've been studying Japanese on and off since middle school, but this year I really wanted to focus on my studies with the goal of being at the N3 level of the JLPT by 2025. The only issue is I can't read kanji. Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I'm going to be going over tips that I use to study kanji that have helped me and hopefully help you guys too. First, let me kind of quickly explain what kanji is. Kanji, along with hiragana and katakana, is one of the 3 writing systems in Japanese. But unlike the kana alphabet, kanji is a little more difficult to learn because not only are there a lot of kanji, but sometimes the readings and meanings can get a bit complex. Of course, I know the basics and can recognize common kanji, but to be at the N3 level of the JLPT, it's recommended to know approximately 650 kanji. I ultimately do not know that many kanji. Whether you want to read or write in Japanese, kanji is kind of a huge part of learning the Japanese language because it's easier to convey the message and meaning of the sentence itself rather than writing it completely in hiragana. Learning kanji means to be able to fully read and write in Japanese. In addition, each kanji has its own meaning. By understanding the meaning, you'll be able to understand kind of the meaning of the sentence and the meaning of the text itself. For example, this kanji is pronounced shoko, and if you know the kanji for car, kuruma, you can probably guess that this word relates to cars. And it does. This word is actually the kanji for garage. And by recognizing the importance of kanji, I'm ready to fully embrace my studies and learn. So here are 5 tips that I'll be using to study kanji moving forward. So my first tip is to master hiragana and katakana. These alphabets kind of serve as the foundational learning for kanji as well as kind of Japanese as a whole. So I would definitely recommend you try to learn these alphabets before you even begin kanji. And here are some tips that I use to study them effectively. So I first started with hiragana. Hiragana is the basic alphabet of the Japanese writing system, and I learned by learning 1 row at a time and gradually just added new rows. And then katakana is the alphabet used for all the foreign words in Japanese, and I just learned this alongside hiragana in the same way. My second tip is to practice writing these alphabets, especially writing it on paper. This will help you kind of memorize the stroke order and improve your handwriting. What I did is I wrote out each character multiple times on paper and said the pronunciation as I wrote them. Repetition is key to reinforcing your memory. Lastly, I did drill exercises. I utilized flashcards, online quizzes, and also just apps on my phone that also had some practice exercises for hiragana and katakana, and that's how I learned. My second tip for learning kanji is to learn radicals. Radicals are the building blocks of kanji. Learning the pieces of the character can make it easier to find out the meaning of more complex characters. Think of it like a mini alphabet to help you sound out bigger words. A great way that I've been using to study radicals is to study radicals in context. For instance, the radical for water, which is mizu, is used in kanji like river, which is kawa, or ocean, which is umi. You can see the radical in front of both kanji, so you know that this kanji relates to water somehow. Learning radicals also helps you learn other radicals. For instance, in this word taki, I knew that there was the water radical at the beginning, but I really didn't know the second kanji. So I ended up looking at the second kanji, which actually means imperial or dragon. So that makes it kind of easier for me to remember the kanji as a whole. And not only did I use the water radical to figure out what this word means, but I learned an entirely new kanji. My third tip for learning kanji is spaced repetition. Spaced repetition is a study method that involves reviewing your information that you learned in increasing intervals of time. It recalls past information so that way you can remember it better. As we know, if we learn without practicing, we can forget that knowledge easily. However, if we practice in an unstrategic way, kind of like cramming all at once, this method is not as effective as you would expect, and you are likely to forget soon afterward and kind of just be overwhelmed with all the information that you learned. And that's why SRS is commonly used these days, especially for the sake of studying vocabulary. Which brings me to the sponsor of this section of the video, MochiKanji Learn Japanese. MochiKanji utilizes this technique and its special algorithm to help you memorize 1,000 kanji in 1 month. Based on your own learning history, MochiKanji will calculate and remind you to revise new words in kanji at golden time, which is the time your brain learns the best. And this is convenient because you don't really have to schedule the time yourself. yourself. For each kanji and word you learn, it is stored in your digital notebook and classified into 5 levels of memorization. From level 1, which is kanji you've just learned, to level 5, which is kanji that you have ingrained in your long-term memory. And this lets you know which kanji and words you need to revise more to reach the highest level of memorization and keep it engraved in your brain. I love this app not only because is the UI super cute, but I really feel like it's actually helping me in my goal of being at the N3 level. When you first open the app, you're able to pick what level of Japanese you're at, which textbook you use, and what courses you want to study. I can read kana and speak basic Japanese, and I've been using Mina no Nihongo as a textbook, so I was able to kind of format my course to fit my already existing study routine. They have a wide variety of courses, so I feel like any level of Japanese learner could find a course or something they're interested in learning, such as JL, PT, N5 through N2, IT, nursing, etc. They even have a course specifically for my textbook, so I can use it simultaneously as I go through my lessons in my textbook. Almost all words in kanji have flashcard, audio, images, pronunciation, example sentences, etc. They are all divided equally into each lesson, and each lesson is small and bite-sized, so they all include about 5 to 10 words per session. This is to help learners absorb the language step by step and avoid cramming. One thing I really like about their courses is actually their review games. When the countdown timer goes to 0, it means it's time to review. MochiKanji offers a variety of review quizzes, including reading, writing, and listening, so you can review words comprehensively. There's also a separate part for you to practice writing kanji from N5 to N2. This feature will allow you to write each stroke order so you can memorize the kanji effectively. The conversations are super cute, and it's a great way to practice Japanese without the fear of making mistakes. Mochi and Michi make it fun and kind of help cement the word in my brain. I feel like I can fully grasp the kanji I'm learning by studying in all these different ways. Another cool thing I like is that if I ever run into a kanji I don't know, I'm able to look up the kanji using kana and am able to not only understand the meaning but the context it could be used in. The link to download MochiKanji will be in the description box below. Otherwise, you can search it on the App Store, Google Play, and website by typing MochiKanji Learn Japanese. Thank you to MochiKanji for sponsoring a portion of this video. My 4th tip is to practice using kanji. This might seem pretty obvious, but using the knowledge that you've learned not only helps you remember and practice, but it helps you build confidence in the information you just learned. Whenever I learn a new kanji, I try to write the kanji in a sentence using that kanji, and it kind of helps me practice the other alphabets too. I've also been reading articles or watching shows with Japanese subtitles, so I can see the kanji used in context and practice reading. Another way I try to use kanji every day is if I learn a new word and I have that thing around my house, I try to put a sticky note on that thing so I can kind of see it every day too, and it reinforces that image of what that word means in my mind. My last tip is choose the method that works best for you. There is no one-size-fits-all method because we all have different goals and learning styles, so be flexible in the style that works best for you. If you have a lot of time, take a lot of time in the day to study. But if you're busy, 30 minutes is okay. Either way, there's no point if you don't do it every day. No matter how busy you are, just 15 minutes before bed is fine. Be sure to continue learning. Hard work pays off if you continue every day, no matter what language you are learning. I'm super excited to continue my Japanese learning journey, and I will keep you guys updated on my goal of learning Japanese at the N3 level by 2025. Let me know your guys' favorite way to study kanji, and don't forget to check out MochiKanji in the description box below. See you guys next time, and happy studying!